there with limited reps on a weekly basis, it's very difficult to really give them a good feel for what they're going to see on Sunday. The speed of the game, the different coverages, the different looks, the different route concepts against different coverages. But you got to do it. These guys got to be prepared. And unfortunately, last couple of weeks hasn't shown very well. We've only scored 1 touchdown, I think, in 2 games. And obviously, we have higher standards for our offense than that.
And then a quick follow-up, Coach. How do you think Jake maybe taking a step back and watching, how do you think that could really help him moving forward?
It'll help him a lot. I think getting thrust into the fire like he did is difficult. Like I said before, we didn't exactly know what we had. There's no preseason games. We didn't get a lot of reps in training camp. We just saw him throw on scout team and individual periods. Obviously, we still have a lot of high hopes for him and his development. But I think at this time, it's best for him to take a step back and hopefully learn from his experience. And then the next time he does get a shot, he'll hit it running.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, Sean. Let's go to Gene and then JP.
Hey, Jay, I was wondering in your discussions with Doug and with Coach McAdoo, whether there was some consideration given to the fact that, maybe like to see Luton, see how well he bounces back from obviously was not a good performance last week. I mean, I keep hearing about taking a step back, but I'm just kind of wondering, since you don't know whether this guy's part of your future or not, when you want to see a greater sample size from him, since you're not in a playoff race right now, just for the sake of the future.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's something Coach Marone and obviously Dave Caldwell, those guys will have to have those discussions. I think moving forward, we are trying to win the game in front of us right now. I still think this team is very competitive by nature. Nobody likes to be on this losing streak. We all want to get a win. And I think right now it was decided that Mike Glennon gives us the best chance on Sunday to do that. So nobody's giving up on Jake. There could be a game this year again where he comes back in there. Same with Gardner. But right now, let's focus on Mike and see how he does.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Gene. Let's go over to JP.
Hey, Jay, I think we talk about James Robinson every week on here, but only 11 of his carries this year have been for negative yardage. How much of that is the group up front blocking for him, or him following the play, or a combination of both, or is it mainly him?
Combination of both, really, but he does a good job of getting those dirty runs where we don't lose yards, and that's a heck of a tribute to him. Not every run is blocked for 4, 5, 10 yards. Some aren't blocked very well. Sometimes the defense has a good plan for you. They bust through the line of scrimmage, but James does an unbelievable job of getting to the line of scrimmage and keeping us out of negative plays. We just haven't been able to capitalize on our play actions and our shot games this year, which has really hurt our offense. Sometimes we get 4 or 5 yards on first down. You try a play action pass, it's incomplete. You get to 3rd and 6, you drop a ball, or you break a protection and you're punting. I think that's been the story of our season so far on offense. But as far as James is concerned, he's been unbelievable, man. And we should keep trying to ride him a little bit more probably and see where that can take us. But he's been obviously very good.
Thanks, JP. All right, let's go to Mark and then D-Rock. Oh, Mark disappeared, so let's go to D-Rock.
Here we go. Sorry.
Mark,
I hit it and then unhit it. Jay, what do you like about Mike Glennon other than maybe his size and the fact that he's the next viable option for you?
He is a big guy. He can throw it. He's done a good job of winging it in scout team, obviously. In training camp, he did good with the reps that he had with the ones. But he's got a little bit more experience than these other guys as far as being in a league, being in different systems. He's with the Raiders for a little while with my brother, so he has some familiarity with the system and the terminology. He's at Tampa. He's been in a lot of different places, so he's seen the game. So hopefully that'll give him a little bit of the edge come on Sunday where he hasn't had the reps, but he's had the time. Jake has just got here, from training camp. We had no OTAs. Gardner's only been in the league for a year and a half. So Mike's been in the league for a lot longer, seen different concepts, seen different coverages, and hopefully that'll translate on Sunday.
Thanks, Mark. All right, let's finish up with D-Rock.
Mike Glennon's career has been a little up and down. He's been through some stuff in his career. Does that harden a guy, and is that a good thing for him when you're asking him to come in here and win a game and stop a 9-game losing streak?
Yeah, you hope so. There's been other quarterbacks throughout the history of the league that didn't get a great opportunity, or when they did, they didn't play well. And then as they got older, they got another opportunity and took advantage of it. We're hoping that's the case with Mike, and I'm sure he's hoping the same thing. So this is a great opportunity for him, and hopefully he does take advantage of it, like I said. But it's going to be a stiff challenge. We're down a couple players here and there, and we're on this losing streak. So the opportunity's there for him, but he's got to perform well, a lot better, hopefully, than we have the last couple weeks.
We haven't really been able to talk to him yet, obviously, but can you kind of give us just a little bit of a glimpse of what his personality is in the QB room, on the practice field, meetings and stuff like that?
Well, he's been very supportive of whoever's starting. I think, once, obviously Gardner was the guy going into the season. He was a very supportive guy. And then when Jake kind of got the nod over him, he could have gone in the tank or really complained, but he didn't. He was a true pro about it. He's just waiting his turn, and now he's got the opportunity. So he's a laid back guy, very supportive of his teammates, not a very vocal guy, but a very good quarterback, very smart.
Thank you.
Thanks, D-Rock. Let's say we've got one more from John Reed, and then we'll finish up.
Yeah, I'm just curious what things do you look at for Gardner Minshew this week, or will you?
I think the big thing is make sure he's spinning the ball okay with his thumb and see where that is. You'll give him some reps today with the ones, and obviously with the scout team, and see where he's at with his arm strength and his thumb. We didn't know about it the last couple of weeks that he had the thumb, but obviously it had a little impact on his throwing. So we'll see how the ball's coming out today, and if it's good, then Coach Marone will make that call for next week. But big thing is just seeing him back under center, calling the plays, and delivering the ball, see how it looks.
And one quick follow-up. Do you coach a little different when you have an 8-year veteran out there like Glennon? A little different?
Nah, not really. I think we have so much youth on this team. I have a couple young receivers, a couple young backs. We're gonna have a young guard playing in there. We might have to move some players around at the receiver position. So, we're going to try to just get some plays in there that everybody knows that we can execute, and he can go out there and lead this team. So, obviously, get James the ball as much as we can, eat up the clock, and try to hit some shot plays down the field. But Mike has the ability to do that. So, we'll do the best we can.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your
All right.
time. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you after practice.